Ralf has been working in the UAE for 18 years as managing partner of Zeoplant, the world's leading natural mineral moisture-retaining soil additive. Ralf co-founded Zeoplant in 2002 after experiencing the massive construction boom in the UAE with foreseeable water problems for the country and the entire region. Ralf is one of the most proactive people in the landscaping industry, promoting water saving in landscaping, golf and agricultural developments. Till today, he established Zeoplant as the leading brand in the Gulf and abroad for moisture-retaining soil amendments, achieving massive reduction of irrigation water. Ralf launched Zeoplant successfully in South Africa, Australia, the US and Germany in the past 2 years. Zeoplant is a highly sustainable natural soil additive, reducing irrigation demand in the sandy soils by half, which is a very significant reduction, and it has been applied, and it had been applied in various major projects in the Gulf over the last years. Ralf is working daily with developers, project owners and architects, and experiences that sustainable green solutions often don't reach to the final decision makers, which is very sad. They've all gone. Going green is not always costly, but saving water is economical and ecological at the same time. Ralf lives in Dubai with his wife and daughter. One of them's here. When not working, Ralf enjoys cycling or playing golf. Ralf can be reached on blah, blah, blah. You get all of that. So please, Ralf.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Good morning, everybody. Well, Jeff mentioned a couple of things already in respect of our daily challenges, what we are facing here in the industry. I would like to start with the subject of our seminar today, which is key challenges in sustainable urban developments. I think this is one of our key challenges, what we are having in the Middle East here, extreme water scarcity, and combined with extremely bad soils, which are not holding too much moisture. Whatever irrigation system you're applying, at the end of the day, the soil still remains the same. So I don't want to sell our product here in this event here, particularly not here in the seminar. We have our stand, and I would like to invite everybody to join us and give us a visit later on. I would like to just focus a little bit on the problems what we are facing in the industry in general. Jeff was mentioning before we're having extremely nice and straightforward challenges over the last couple of years done by the authorities. I think Estidama in Abu Dhabi is just one really very good example. QSAS in Qatar is another one which is right on the way at the moment. The thing is, what we are facing in our industry is execution and implementation of these new rules and regulations. This is the biggest challenge, because at the end of the day, this is what we call, what we ask the people from the authorities regularly. This is just, okay, you're implementing a wonderful policy, but who is policing it in the execution? You're still dealing with the same people outside who are doing the execution of the works for the last 30 years plus. So we face it on our daily basis to this extent that the product gets specified, the product is even in the bill of quantity, but you always find some extra smart contractors who are coming with the idea, oh, we just can leave it out, we do some value engineering, replace it either by nothing or by peat moss. And in most of the cases, funny enough, they are successful by doing that. Why? Because the information chain, starting from the design down to the execution to the resident engineers who are supervising the projects, there's a lot of lack of information down there. So this is, we face many times the problem, we have a design consultant, and then even the construction consultant is a different company. It seems that the two are not communicating with each other. So how does then the resident engineer of the construction people, of the construction engineer, know what initially was designed? In our case, this is very funny because more and more we're getting the questions from irrigation designers, how can we downgrade our irrigation system with the use of Zeoplant? Of course, you can do that easily, subject to one particular requirement. You must make sure that the contractor is really using our recommended application rates. So imagine the case that the design is done on, let's say, on 50%, what we guarantee from our product side. So you are reducing the water tank by 50%, you are downgrading the pump sizes, even the main lines for it. And then, because the designer is just assuming Zeoplant is used. But once then the execution starts, the contractor is either using less material, what we recommend, or doesn't use anything. What will happen then? The whole system collapses. So it will not work. The whole concept will not work if the education is not there, if the willingness is not there, and at the end of the day, if the supervision is not there. We are very small suppliers. We are supplying a niche product to the big landscape projects. We don't have supervision authority at all. So we're always, at the end of the day, depending on the client representatives and on the engineers on the site. On the other hand, we're also, of course, depending a lot on contractors. Because still, I don't know whether we're having representatives of contractors here in the audience. Still, for many contractors, a product like ours is seen as a cost factor. Yes, it is an additional cost factor, and particularly in the tight market today, where you have to bid very tough to get the job and to be the lowest in pricing. There is a lot of challenges, but we are having so many examples. Tomorrow, for example, we have at 10:30 there will be a session here where Firdaus Landscape Architects are introducing one of our most successful projects which we've ever done here in the UAE. This is Dubai Motor City Green Community. This project was done in 2008. We are saving there between 50 and 60% irrigation water compared to other projects with a similar size, because the sprinklers are down on 6 minutes in summer, the drippers are down to 36 minutes instead of 90 minutes. This is all an achievement. And why I'm telling about the contractors, the same contractor who built this project, still today he manages and operates it. If we are talking today to the contractors, to the same contractor who did it, they are so happy. They see the difference, because they see the difference between their project where they used Zeoplant and the other projects where there was no Zeoplant involved. They save in manpower, they save in fertilizers, they save a lot of money in replacing plants. There was 2 years ago, there was in summer a water shortage, a complete downbreak of the main line for 10 days. No plant was dying. This was really, I would like to encourage you to join the workshop tomorrow at 10:30, because this is really a fantastic experience. Because, as Jeff said, I'm here now in my 18th year in the Middle East. Even though I'm still keeping some rest of my German roots, I know how the thinking is here in this part of the world. Seeing is believing. There are many people coming to this country, want to sell everything. Everybody's selling the best product, of course. It took us 4.5 years to get the first project here. 4.5 years convincing, demonstrating, trialing, because everybody wants to see, is this product really working? Is it really delivering what it promises? But we did. And we have many samples for that. We have many projects where we can say, if anybody has a doubt, please come and have a look at that. I would like to encourage everybody to join us. Just a few pictures to see. It's a natural product. As I told you, I promised you I'm not selling my product here at this part. So this is a very easy application which we've done here for the chairman of Dubai Municipality. And this is the key feature of the product. It's reducing infiltration speed of the water in the sandy soils. So you have here, this is the normal sand profile, soil profile with a normal sweet soil. You have an infiltration speed of almost 320 millimeters per hour, where in the same soil Zeoplant is in, the infiltration speed is reduced to 45 millimeters per hour. So that means plants have much longer time to take the water, use the water, and the loss is extremely reduced by reducing the percolation. Thank you very much.
I'm Morris Hagen. I'm representing Thermoflor as a Dutch greenhouse company constructing greenhouses and orangeries. I have just one basic question. Have you noticed any increased attention for green or for sustainable environment at local developers in the last 5 years in the United Arab Emirates? Does it get more and more attention every day? That's basically my question.
I'll give you an example. I always keep asking, are we dealing with Mr. Client or with Mr. Developer? No, we're dealing with individuals. We're dealing with managers, project designers. And I would like to give you I'm not going to frustrate the audience about that, but I'm just giving you an example what we are facing on a regular basis. The developer himself, yes, he wants to go green. There are the ideas. They want to follow the guidelines from authorities. This is fine. But then, giving you a wonderful example of a golf development. Golf courses. I'm a golfer myself. Don't get me wrong, please. I'm not against golf. But a normal golf course, average golf course here in the area, uses about 6 to 7 million liters water every day. So I keep asking the developer, you are planning to have a sustainable, environmental friendly development here, but you're allowing your golf course designer to use exactly the same specs what they're having as per your SGA. They are not using anything to conserve your water. They are not looking into your local environment, what you're having here in the UAE. Are you allowing them to do that? You know what the normal reaction is? Oh, but we have contracted a very professional golf course management company. I don't want to say the name because otherwise they hate me even more. So these guys, they're not interested in saving any water because they're not paying the bill. The bill is paid by the developer. But then coming back to the problem of the employees or the managers of the developer, nobody has the guts to tell the famous golf course architects, guys, whatever you're doing here, you are fine designers, you're doing a great job, but please adopt your work and your design to our local problems what we're having. And one of our biggest problem here is water. Not a single golf course in the UAE is making profits. And if you're asking the general managers of the golf courses, what is your main problem of your losses? Everybody will tell you exactly one single answer: our expensive water. So this is another side of the developers' wishes and requirements and execution in real world.
From Landscape magazine, what do you think the professional media can play in supporting such ideas?
Well, thank you very much for this question. I think they can do a lot. It also fits to the question of the lady before. What could be done? I always sit in the car with a big smile in my face when I hear the advertisements of DEWA trying to encourage people to install some devices in the toilet flushes and stuff like that. I mean, okay, it's a nice idea, and of course it will have some effect. But if I'm seeing the effect of building such a device in the toilet flush compared to the product we are distributing here, imagine an average garden of 100 square meters. Yeah? The daily and the monthly water usage for such a garden. Nobody, not the media, not even the water and electricity authorities are addressing this part. So the potentials for the savings would be so much multiplied by making a law, making recommendations, making educational sessions to put products like a green roof or like our product into the garden. This is a real saving, but what we are facing, there is not enough knowledge about it. This is one thing. And I was really hoping, to be honest with you, I was hoping that the media is covering this event stronger than all the other landscaping and agricultural events, because first of all, it's the first time that for the last 4 years that such an exhibition for landscaping is hosted here, and the host is Dubai municipality. So we were really very hopeful that we are getting some more coverage, particularly for the press releases which went out. Again, I'm coming to the session tomorrow where this green community project in Motor City, this is normally the whole press should rush after that project, because really this is such an amazing achievement with more than 1,300 cubic meters of saving every day. But I'm really curious to see, we will all see in the next days how the media is covering this. But there is definitely a need for it, because otherwise this will always be on the top. You know, we need to save water, we need to save electricity. But who goes down and really educates down to the roots? I don't see that at this moment. And I'm sorry, I'm just now almost 18 years here, and still there's something missing. I can see the little kids at school, they know more than their parents.